us today and let us show you how we can get you into the vehicle you want at the lowest price, guaranteed. Only at Neesmith Chevrolet Buick GMC of Jesup on Highway 341 towards New Brunswick, or visit us online at neesmithnow.com. That's neesmithnow.com, or at 912-427-2045. There ain't nothing wrong with the right price.
Local news on WIFO.
It's time now for the latest in local news. In the news on Wednesday morning, a Wayne County jury returned to deliberate after hours on Tuesday, not being able to reach a verdict, asking Judge Scarlett to allow them to head home and return in the morning. Well, 20 minutes after arriving back for deliberations Wednesday morning, a verdict is reached, and the jury finds the defendant, Quamaine Carr, guilty of murder in the August 8, 2015 shooting death of LaJarvis Lanier. Jury found Carr not guilty of armed robbery, not guilty of felony murder. Judge Stephen Scarlett sentences Carr to life in prison without the possibility of parole, telling Carr before handing down the sentence, quote, "During this trial, there was no explanation. You have continued to show no remorse. I find that this was an intentional shooting, and I sentence you to life in prison without the possibility of parole," end quote. The victim in this case, LaJarvis Lanier, his mother Sharon Jenkins in the courtroom for the trial and the verdict and sentence. WIFO films talked with her after the sentence was handed down. She says she's pleased with the outcome of the case.
Here with Ms. Jenkins, LaJarvis Lanier's mother. Just want to get your reaction to the verdict. Guilty on the murder charge, life without the possibility of parole. Just want to get your reaction.
Ladies and gentlemen, it basically was what I felt that he would get. I'm happy with it, knowing that he's not going to get out. I feel that both families, this was a loss for both of us.
Well, you sat in the courtroom, listened to all the evidence. I know it's difficult to hear how it all took place. Just want to get your reaction to that. The fact that he was just, as the assistant DA said, kind of a senseless killing.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I feel that was obvious. I think the thing that hurt the most was the fact that he never apologized or admitted to what he done. And also the fact that he just, it's this whole mannerism, kind of bothered me. But I just prayed through the whole thing.
Well, Jerome Bell testified he was a co-defendant. He was supposedly a friend of your son's. In his testimony, pretty much helped the state's case, as he explained it. And he asked him what he was doing when he pulled the gun the first time, but the second time he pulled the gun and pulled the trigger. So just want to get your thoughts on his testimony.
I felt that his testimony helped. To be honest, I kind of didn't like the fact that he said that he didn't see him take the money, because I feel that he did.
Did you know his girlfriend that testified?
I did not.
Did not know her. Okay. Well, again, we appreciate you talking with us, and again, you are pleased with the verdict, though.
I am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And again, those comments of LaJarvis Lanier's mother. This shooting took place in the early morning of August 8, 2015 at 442 North 4th Street, and the state had not one but two eyewitnesses testified in court on Monday when the trial began. First co-defendant in the case, Jerome Sean Bell, who opted not to go to trial but instead accepted a 10-year jail sentence for his plea and cooperation in this case. Bell testified that on the morning of the shooting that the defendant, Carr, got excited when he saw the money that LaJarvis Lanier had on him that day, and that Carr pulled a gun on Lanier, demanding all his money and dope. In testimony, it said over $3,000 was in his presence. Bell told Carr to stop tripping, that Lanier was his friend. So Carr put the gun away and told Bell that he was just joking, but seconds later pulled the gun a second time and shot Lanier in the neck and pushed him out of the vehicle and onto the pavement. Second eyewitness was Lanier's girlfriend at the time, Nelja Ortiz. She says she saw Carr shoot and kill her boyfriend Lanier. Also, that when Lanier was pushed out of the vehicle onto the pavement, she ran to him, but he was unresponsive. Lanier died from that gunshot wound in what the Assistant DA John B. Johnson called a senseless murder over drug money. Johnson told that in his closing arguments that on that day, Carr simply the judge, jury, and executioner of LaJarvis Lanier. Once again, a guilty verdict. Carr sentenced to life in prison without the parole. Before the trial began, his attorney Aspinwall had put on the record that was told and offered a deal from the state, but Carr told Judge Stephen Scarlett in court on Monday that there was no deal. He wanted to proceed to trial. The defense put up no witnesses. Carr himself not to testify in defense, and now will spend the remainder of his life behind bars in prison. We'll be back with more news after this word from our sponsors, other commercial messages, so please stay tuned.
Communication is the key when it comes to business, especially your financial business. That's why Altamaha Federal Credit Union makes communication a priority, making banking easier for you. AFCU has money to lend, and it's easy to apply online or with a quick phone call. Your local credit union with open lines of communication. Altamaha Federal Credit Union, Jesup, Scriven, and Ludowici. Visit altamaha.org. Equal housing lender, federally insured by NCUA.
Swing into spring today during the spring clearance event at your best price dealer, Liberty Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Liberty only has one price, and it's the best price. Today, save up to $10,650 on a 17 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab. Or get in step with a 17 Dodge Charger at 20% off MSRP. When you hear other dealers throw out all sorts of prices, sticker price, invoice price, internet price, think Liberty Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Your best price dealer. Best Chrysler price. Best Dodge price. Best Jeep price. And best Ram truck price anywhere. Liberty has 26 lenders available, including specialized military banks. We can get you done. Right now, when you take a test drive at Liberty, you'll be automatically registered to win a Yeti cooler. Drawing to be held at the end of April. No purchase necessary. So don't mark time or half step. Double time it to Liberty Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. We'll treat you right on site or website. It's a grand slam of savings at Liberty Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Across from Walmart in Hinesville or at libertychrysler.com. Your best price dealer. We will save you money.
The Altamaha Classic Cruisers presents Cruising to the Oldies, sponsored by R&R Auto and Camper Sales. Saturday, April 22nd. Registration from 9 until 11 with awards at 2. Over 70 awards given to top vehicles. A 50-50 raffle with a TV giveaway. Benefiting the Boys and Girls Club, Fairhaven's Women's Shelter, Hospice of South Georgia, and 4-H of Wayne County. The Altamaha Classic Cruisers, Cruising to the Oldies. Saturday, April 22nd in downtown Jesup. For more information, 912-269-7330 or 912-294-1897.
Wayne County Board of Education met in a call meeting Wednesday to discuss budget and improve personnel. Part of the personnel announcing the new band director at Wayne County High School, Deshaun McGee, is your new high school band director. McGee, formerly involved with the band program here in Wayne County, but since moved on to Burke County, was coming back to head up the high school band program. Community has a chance to meet him at a meet and greet a week from today, Thursday, April 27th at the train depot. And the new high school band director, once again, is Deshaun McGee. Other personnel moves. The board accepted the resignations of Derry Chastain from the high school and Julie Chastain from Martha Ross Smith Elementary. Approved the transfer of Vic Parker from Martha Puckett to Martha Ross Smith Elementary, and one classified recommendation, Vanessa Simmons, Odom Elementary. Today, the Chamber of Commerce has their post-legislative luncheon at the Polytech Building at Coastal Pines Technical College. The event gets underway today at 11:30 a.m. Representatives will be on hand to highlight the legislative session. Bill Werkheiser had comments about the session last week here on WIFO FM.
No, it was one of the more stranger sessions, even from those who have been there for many, many years. Seemed to be a very slow process toward the end, and we didn't get things done that we should have. So, no, there wasn't a lot of groundbreaking news this year.
Why do you think that is? Again, as I said, they wait till the last few days to try to rush everything through. Why is it? I mean, that's the same thing they argued about in Washington, D.C. I thought we were better than that in the state of Georgia.
You know what? That's what I've said. And again, it was a little bit different this year. I mean, some of it's just old politics. People are jockeying for position and flexing their muscle, and but it's counterproductive. And yes, Georgia is better than that, and that's why people are frustrated, and I'm frustrated. So maybe we'll do better next year is all you can hope to say.
Really, the only two laws that seemed to get any publicity was the cannabis law that they extended to some other medical issues, and the gun law on campus, but with all the restrictions on where you can. The question was, well, where can you have a gun on campus? Because they had all those exceptions. You can't have it here. You can't have it in dormitories. You can't have it on so where can they have it?
And yeah, I think the joke was you can have it on the sidewalk in between your car and the dorm. So yeah, it's very watered down. I don't know if it was worth all the effort and fight that was put into it. And you still don't know if the government's going to veto it. So, yeah, I spent a lot of effort on that when I wish we would have spent the effort on getting the adoption code updated and things like that would affect 9,000 families in the state of Georgia. I was glad to see the medical cannabis progress some. And again, it's only an oil form. It's not smoking. It's not a road toward slippery slope toward recreation. It's none of those things, and it's going to help some families. So I was glad to see that. But you're right; those are two things that grabbed all the headlines.
Well, the big news here in Wayne County that broke is Republic's withdrawing the permits. I know you've been very active in that. You've got a lot of text messages, a lot of phone calls. You've been at a lot of meetings like everyone else has. Your thoughts on Republic making this move?
Well, generally, when my phone is blowing up about coal ash, it was never good. So yesterday afternoon, between 4 and 6, yes, I was getting a lot of emails, texts, and calls, but certainly glad to see that one. I think the city and the county can take a big collective breath. I hope a lot of those who spend a lot of energy fighting, and they should have, will take some time and thank Republic for listening and for being responsive. I listened to them on your show this morning, and again, as they said, part of being a good neighbor is listening, and they did listen, and so I'm glad to hear that. So I do hope we will appropriately thank them, because speaking of spending energy, now I hope we can spend energy on doing some of the things that we talked about this morning, economic development and just because it takes all hands on deck. It's not just the chambers or the IDA's role. It's everybody's role to help bring business here, and so maybe we can turn a corner and put some energy toward that.
And again, those were comments of Bill Workhauser a couple weeks ago. Again, the legislative luncheon today at the Coastal Pines Technical College will bring you comments from Blake Tillery and Chad Nimmer and Workhauser later this week on our local news. Also, the Chamber today has their coffee cart exchange this morning from 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. at Green Motor Company, 806 Odom Highway. It's free for members, $5 for non-members and guests. We'll come back with some final news notes after this word from our sponsor, other commercial messages, so please stay tuned.
Communication is the key when it comes to business, especially your financial business. That's why Altamaha Federal Credit Union makes communication a priority, making banking easier for you. AFCU has money to lend, and it's easy to apply online or with a quick phone call. Your local credit union with open lines of communication. Altamaha Federal Credit Union, Jesup, Scriven, and Ludowici. Visit altamaha.org. Equal housing lender, federally insured by NCUA.
When further treatment is no longer an option, hospice can provide services to manage symptoms and difficulties caused by illness. Emotional, psychosocial, and spiritual care, as well as support to the families and caregivers, are all part of hospice care. Hospice of South Georgia has been a part of the health community in Wayne and surrounding counties for over 13 years. The professional yet compassionate attention provided by our staff is unsurpassed. Widely supported by donations from the local population, Hospice of South Georgia is the only nonprofit hospice in Wayne County. Our new administrative offices, located at 1625 Sunset Boulevard, have opened recently as Phase 1 of our building project. Hospice of South Georgia accepts anyone who meets hospice criteria, regardless of their ability to pay. Please call 912-588-0080 to speak to someone about hospice care. That was 912-588-0080. We are your hometown hospice, and we are here to serve you. Hospice of South Georgia, working to add life to your days.
It's the first annual Jesup JC Spring Fair, April 25th through the 29th, Tuesday through Saturday. Games, rides, contests, and great food. Tuesday only family night, $8 per person, including rides. Admission $10 Wednesday through Saturday. $8 admission all week for military and public safety officers. Gates open at 6 each night. Come enjoy the fun times at the Jesup JC Fair with Paradise Amusements. At the Jesup JC Fairgrounds, Highway 84 in Jesup. The first annual Jesup JC Spring Fair, April 25th through the 29th, Tuesday through Saturday. We'll see you there.
Final notes in news: Jesup Kiwanis Club having a pancake and link sausage dinner tonight at the Craig Williams Center between the hours of 5 and 7:30. Customers can eat in or take out the meals. Each dinner is $6. All funds raised are used to benefit the youth of Wayne County. Help Kiwanis help the children of Wayne County. Again, bring your families and friends tonight. Tickets can be purchased at the door. Again, tickets $6 tonight for that pancake supper. Altamaha Classic Cruisers has their annual Cruising to the Oldies car show Saturday in downtown Jesup, sponsored by R&R Auto and Camper Sales. Show takes place with registration beginning at 9 a.m., awards being presented at 2 p.m. Over 70 awards will be presented to top vehicles in several categories. Registration $20 with great door prizes donated by local merchants. Again, it all takes place this Saturday in downtown Jesup. Also Saturday, the Altamar River Run. Again, $20 for the paddle, $15 before Saturday, $20 on the day of the event. It's a 16-mile paddle, brace for lunch at the Oglethorpe stop. Also an 11-mile paddle concludes at Oglethorpe Landing. And it all takes place this Saturday, 8:30 a.m. at Upper County Landing off Arnold River Road. For more information, contact the Wayne County Tourism Board office. That's going to do it for latest in local news. Sports comes your way in a few minutes. Bob Morganson, have a great day.
You've been listening to local news on WIFO.
Morton Collision is located at 1320 West Pine Street in Jesup.